On this channel, I talk about health, wellness, and mind, body, and spirit. And today I'm going to be talking about the mind and how my mental health has been, what's been happening, why I haven't been on YouTube very much, and kind of how I'm dealing and healing. I've been dealing with tons of anxiety, getting anxiety attacks, getting panic attacks, and this has been happening all year. It started last year, but it wasn't as bad. I definitely didn't have any panic attacks last year, but this year I have. And it's crazy. I've never been through that before. I've had anxiety before, but mild, and I've been able to handle it. And now it's kind of like a floodgate opened, and I'm just getting all these emotions, all these anxiety attacks, and just haven't been able to deal. And so I needed to figure out what was happening and why it was happening. So basically, when I know an anxiety attack is about to start, right away I notice it in my gut. My bowels feel upset. I'm going to have to hit the washroom. And after that, I feel like a wave of warmth, like almost like a hot flash. And then I feel nauseous. And then I'm hanging around the bathroom because thinking I might throw up. That often leads to dizzy spells. Sometimes it could trigger a vertigo attack, so then I want to lie down. My breathing obviously becomes more shallow, and sometimes I can get the shakes, and my mind's all over the place. It's not a good place to be. When it's turning into a panic attack, it usually starts off as an anxiety attack for me, and then it moves into chest pains, crazy amount of fear, like I feel like I'm going to die, feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. Then I'm going to the washroom every 5-10 minutes. Then I think I'm going to die. So I'll tell you my most recent panic attack story. It was in March, and my husband had to go away out of town for work, and he was going to be gone a week, and then back for the weekend, and then gone again. And my mom went with him. Now, my mom is my rock. She does so much for me. If I need a break from the kids, she's got them. If she is out about getting groceries, she'll grab me a couple things if I need it, so I don't need to leave the house. She is totally understanding of what I go through. She encourages me to take breaks or take naps if I need them. So having both of them gone, it kind of set my mind spiraling. And I find at nighttime I'm at my worst when there's no distractions and I'm laying in bed and my thoughts are going. So that's when I start freaking out. So I ended up thinking about being alone with the kids, started thinking, I can't do it. I'm not a good parent. I can't handle it. It's too much for me. I need help. I can't do it alone. And then I started thinking, what if I had a heart attack? So thoughts that are not normal for me to ever think that were coming out, and it just started getting the ball rolling, and then thoughts started packing onto those thoughts, and then next thing you know, I'm having those feelings of gut issues. I need to go to the washroom. My stomach's so upset. I feel nauseous. I feel hot and clammy, and I started shaking, started breathing really shallow, and then I started feeling like I was going to vomit. And then I felt tightness in my chest. Started thinking I was having a heart attack. I had to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes to urinate. If you don't know, I had kidney cancer before, so I am without a kidney. I'm very conscious of taking care of my kidney and what are the things to watch for and be careful of. Dehydration is a big thing. If you want to take care of your kidneys, you got to make sure you never get dehydrated. And me urinating every 10 minutes started making me think, okay, well, I am doing damage to my kidney. My kidney's going to stop functioning. So I was thinking I was losing my kidney function, and it just packed on to already the stuff I was feeling. So I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack, my kidney is failing, and I'm dying. And the kids are going to be without a mom. And then I'm looking at my phone, saying, what are the wait times for emergency? I need to get to the hospital. And of course, it's 5-6 hours. And when you actually get there, it's actually 2 more hours on top of that. So I ended up taking a gravel because of the nausea. And I ended up having a good sleep. And in the morning, I was completely fine. But that's just how it is for me. When I have distraction in the day, I'm not as bad. Unless, of course, there's a function I'm going to that kind of gets me worked up. And so leading into that, let me go over the triggers for me. Any highly stressful situation is going to bring about the anxiety. Uh, Depending on how stressful it is, depends on how severe the anxiety is. So, starting a new job, going to places I've never been before, taking the kids somewhere without my husband causes me some stress. My husband leaving town, that caused me some stress that I didn't know I had. Overstimulation. So, if the kids are fighting and screaming, I tend to get overstimulated and it can trigger an anxiety attack. Money stress causes me anxiety. Too much on my plate causes me anxiety. If I have a big list of things to do, not knowing how I'm going to get it all done and trying to get it all done is one of the triggers. A messy house and clutter causes me anxiety. Posting on YouTube, uploading videos causes me some anxiety, and that's stems from fear of hate comments and losing subscribers. So that's part of the reason why I haven't been uploading as much as I wanted to because of that. After I had that big panic attack, I knew I needed to get some help from the doctor. So I did go to the doctor and he referred me to a therapist. He also prescribed me some medication for anxiety and for panic attacks. And I don't take pharmaceuticals, I try not to take it. How I look at it is I have to weigh the pros and the cons. And looking at the side effects, I saw that it caused dizziness and nausea. So I wasn't sure if that was something I wanted to take. And I decided to wait on it. But a part of me felt kind of comforted knowing that was there in case I needed it. And again, with pharmaceuticals, if you need it, you need it. However, you don't get to see the root cause. Like, what is the root cause of causing my anxiety and panic attacks? And that doesn't help with that. So I needed to look and investigate further into that. So I went to a naturopath. And prior to that appointment, I often sit with my thoughts and try to look for answers. And I was looking for the answer of what could be causing this? Why did this start? Sitting with my thoughts, what came up was that the root cause possibly could be hormones. Now I'm almost into full-fledged menopause. I haven't had my period since February. And looking back at how this all of this played out, that's when all the anxiety started and the panic attacks. I couldn't help but wonder that maybe it's hormone related. And looking up for symptoms of menopause and perimenopause, anxiety and depression are common symptoms of the hormone imbalance that's happening. So I mentioned it to the naturopath, and she fully agreed that it's very high possibility that that's what would cause it. So the naturopath prescribed me some supplements to help me with what I'm going through. First thing she prescribed me was something called Neurocalm, and I take 2 at breakfast, and it really helps calm the nervous system down. And she said, take 2 for the first week, and if I need more, to take a second dose at dinner time. And I found after the first week, I haven't needed a second dose, but it's nice to know that it's there and I can take it. And I've really found after the first few days that it's really helped me. Another supplement she recommended was to take ashwagandha. Now, ashwagandha is a great supplement to take to balance any kind of hormonal imbalance in your body. It's an adaptogen, so it'll automatically recognize what's happening and kind of get that back into alignment. With that one, I take 60 drops 3 times a day away from food. And lastly, she recommended this supplement for menopause. I take 2 at breakfast and 2 at dinner. And with that one, I found it to be working as well. So I haven't been having all those side effects that come with perimenopause and menopause. Now, I can't solely rely on supplements. I need to learn other techniques and have other tools in my tool belt that will help me manage anxiety and panic attacks. So this is what I'm doing for that. These are some of the techniques that I'm doing to help me through high anxiety. The most obvious and why I'm out here is being outdoors, walking, getting fresh air, being out in nature, feeling the earth beneath my feet, squishing my toes in the grass. All that stuff is very helpful, helps keep me grounded, helps keep me in the present moment, and I love it. It really clears my mind. I feel good after. Another thing I like to do is light exercising. So something like rebounding, where I'm just lightly jumping, lightly bouncing, gets the blood flow going, and it also helps clear my head. Another thing that's important for me is having a good night's sleep. If I don't get a restful sleep, I tend to get easily triggered. I can't handle stress as well. So I really try to get a good night's sleep as much as I can. I'm going to do a future video on some tips on how to get a good night's sleep and what's been working for me. Another thing that I'm doing that is not very easy for everyone to do is I've been using a PMF mat. PMF stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy. I have a low intensity device. It's very important, especially if you're suffering from anxiety and depression, to use a low intensity. If you use high intensity, it can make it worse. And I use it on one of the lower settings, and I do it 3 times a day. And that's really helped me be able to prevent the attacks from happening. And if you use the PMF consistently, then it will work way better than using it occasionally. Another thing that I've been doing now that I have stopped doing for a while, and I don't know why, life got busy and I just made it not a priority, but now I am, is meditating. I've been waking up earlier before the kids get up, and I've been getting some meditation in, and I also meditate with my kids, and I make it a family thing. So it's really been helpful and it's really worked for me. And I notice that if I haven't done my meditation, that it's, again, stress is a little bit unmanageable. So the more I meditate, the more I'm able to handle it. When the kids get unruly and they're fighting and screaming and I can't handle it, I go outside by myself for 5 minutes to collect myself, calm myself down so I'm not screaming at them, because when I'm screaming and they're screaming, it's not really helping the situation. So 5 minutes away outside, take some deep breaths, I'm able to handle it better. When it comes to YouTube, I still have anxiety posting onto YouTube. I don't know if that'll ever go away. But, most of the comments, you guys have been amazing. You've been so supportive. You've been kind. There's always going to be one bad apple in the bunch. And I refuse to let that bad apple get the best of me. Trying to develop that attitude where I don't give a crap. I'm doing this to help even just one person out there. I'm doing this to share my journey and my story. And I want to be totally relatable. I'm trying to let go of that control, I know God has a grand plan, and I'm surrendering to that and letting it be how it'll be, and it'll go where it goes, but I just want to be honest and authentic and share this journey. Another important thing that I almost missed is I'm going to therapy. I took the recommendation of the doctor. I'm seeing a therapist. Now, I've only gone twice, so I haven't noticed a huge difference, but it is nice to get things off my chest, get a different perspective on the situation, and also come up with solutions that how I can manage those triggers. And I know what the triggers are and what I'm going to do to change that mindset, because it's all up here too. Another trigger was too much on my plate. I use my passion planner. I make a list of my to-dos, and I don't put too much on there for the day because I'm just setting myself up for failure. So I spread it out. I do a couple things here, move other stuff to another day, and it seems to be really working. And I don't beat myself up if I don't get it done, which I was bad for that. So I try to just give myself more self-compassion and get it done when I get it done, right? I prioritize too. What's the most important? What needs to be done today? I'm not going to worry about the rest. Another thing that I think is very important that some people may not realize is doom scrolling is a thing. When you're on your phone, on social media, you are looking through constantly, you're wasting hours, sometimes scrolling when you don't need to be. That has really put more people in an anxious state than there ever used to be. And I've caught myself doing that. So I'm really bad sometimes at nighttime when I go into bed. I doom scroll. And it's like, next thing you know, an hour has gone by and I should have been sleeping. So what I've done is I moved my charger on the opposite side of the room. And as soon as I get to bed, I turn it on airplane mode, I put it on the charger, and I don't touch it. That way I'm not doom scrolling at all. And while I'm laying in bed and I think of something that I need to look up, I can't get my phone. I'm already in bed. I'm too tired. I don't want to get up and get it. I sometimes keep a pad of paper and a pen beside me so I can write down those thoughts. Okay, I'll look that up tomorrow. So that has really been helping because now my sleeps are better. And in the day, I am more conscious of social media scrolling, and I limit it to 1 to 2 minutes at a time. Then I put my phone away, and then I'm more present with my kids. I'm more present in what I'm doing. There's probably many more techniques, and I'm curious to see if you suffer from anxiety, what you're doing to help you manage your anxiety, and leave them in the comments, because we're all so unique. And I mean, my ideas may not work for you, but if you have something that does work, I'd be curious to hear what it is, because maybe it will work for me too. So do share that. And I'm going to up my pace here now because I do want to get the heart rate up. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.